We're one less than what we were, but that all went well. He went right on the trailer, no problem. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the farm. Well, it's another beautiful, little bit breezy of a day here on the farm. It's near 50 degrees, but the sun's shining and I don't see a cloud in the sky. It's been a busy day. Right by now it's mid-afternoon. I got busy doing a few things this morning. First thing I did was I serviced the excavator. That's going to be leaving here pretty soon, so I wanted to get the engine oil filter changed, fuel filters, air filter as well. Then while I had a nice day here, I also took the liberty of burning a couple brush piles. I got this one here. This one's pretty well gone, and then the other one over there in the far back corner is taking its time, but it's burning. So that's what we've been up to so far here on the farm. But now I gotta turn my attention. I gotta get the cattle trailer ready to go because we need to load up a steer to take to the butcher tomorrow. So I gotta do the cattle trailer and I gotta get the inside of the cattle barn ready for loading out tomorrow. So first things first, I gotta put the registration sticker on so I don't get pulled over by our wonderful New York State Police or our local sheriff's department. And this tire, I'm sure, needs some air. Usually does. Goes flat after a while, after it sets for a few months. But this trailer only gets used a handful of times throughout the year, and it only goes about a half an hour away. So putting tires on it's one of those things that's on the to-do list, just it's not very high up on the priority list right now. Looks good. Check the other one while we're at it. That one's good. So I went through, checked the wheel bearings, made sure everything was good, tight and properly adjusted. They're all good. Spare tire is aired up where it ought to be. I went through, checked all the lights out, made sure everything was good there. I checked all the safety chains and made sure everything was good all up on the gooseneck part of it. So we're all set, ready to go for tomorrow. So while we're out here, these guys are a little bit jumpy tonight. While we're out this way, I want to go take a peek and see how our brush piles are burning down. Well, I'd say she's burned down quite a bit. This pile's been burning probably, I think, 5 or 6 hours by now. I lit this one right after lunch, and that's all that's left of it. There's 2 piles gone, 4 more to go. So it's been a few days since we got the cattle trailer ready to go. We got cow loaded out. As you can see, we're one less. We ended up taking 2204. He was definitely the biggest one to go. He was loaded real easy, went on the trailer, came off the trailer good. So that's all you can ask for. We still have old Butterfinger though. I think Butterfinger is going to be hanging around here a little bit while. Yeah, I don't think he'll be the next one to go either. The other black one, he's pretty good size. So the last few days around the farm, we've done a lot of odd jobs. Really nothing that's been worthy to get the camera out to record. Obviously getting the cow to the butcher, that was, you know, the main priority. But that went well. That morning I came out, the one brush pile was burned right down to almost nothing. All that was left on it was one big log that hadn't burned yet all the way through, hadn't burned up. So I ended up taking, and all the pile of logs that I had in this area that really weren't worth anything, I took the New Holland with the forks and put those out on that brush pile, and those all burned down. So that's all gone and cleaned up. That needed to be done because this is going to be part of the pasture come this summer once it dries out a little bit for the cattle. So this is what's left after 3 days. There's a little bit of smoke still coming off this pile. This is the one that I added all those logs to that next morning, the morning we had to load the cows out. So all that's burned up, and even with 2 inches of rain on it, there's still a bunch of smoke coming off of it. And I bet if I was to still pile, you know, push all this bigger stuff that didn't burn up onto it, I bet it'd probably light off again. It's amazing how much heat retains in these burn piles for so long. So the first thing I had to do here in the shop, I'm just going to go right on the record and say I hate working on cars. I just as soon not have to do it, but you know, you try to maintain your own vehicles to cut down on costs. But I had to do the front wheel bearings on Stacy's 2013 Ford Escape, and they're not cut and dry like, say, a regular wheel bearing, you know, that would have a center nut and then 4 bolts, and then you pull the whole assembly off. On the front of those things, they're actually just a bearing, and you have to press the spindle out, and then once you get that out, there's a snap ring on the back side of this bearing. You got to take that snap ring out and then press the bearing out of the spindle assembly, the part that actually connects to the strut and takes quite a bit of load of the vehicle. So you got to press that out, press a new one in, and these have to go in a specific way because they have a tone ring on there for the ABS sensor. And if the ABS sensor isn't working correctly, you lose obviously your anti-lock brakes, traction control, but then also you lose your mileage and your speedometer don't work. Ask me how I know. Not because I installed it wrong, but I actually damaged the tone ring just a little bit when I was pressing it in and I didn't know it. So it was setting an ABS code. So I ended up taking that side all back apart and pulling that tone ring off, straightening everything out as best I could, put it all back together, and knock on wood, everything's been fine. It's been working all right for a few days now. So working on cars is not something I like to do, and I sure wasn't going to film it because there was a few choice words that were said throughout the process, but it is what it is. But in the meantime, when I wasn't working on the car, I was working on some Farmall H parts. I got the PTO housing all cleaned up. The bearing and seal housing are all cleaned up, sandblasted, both brake housings. So I got a little bit of headway on that stuff. The only thing I got left to finish up before I can paint is I started working on cleaning up the shifter, and then I got the top cover here I got to get cleaned up and get that ready for paint yet. But I've been waiting for a nice day where it's at least it's not raining, so I can put that outside on a bench and clean it all off outside so I don't, you know, have all kinds of red, you know, debris inside the shop. Trying to do as much of that outside as possible. So I'm going to take a walk over to the chicken tractor. I got to build a second one of these for running the broilers in, so I got to do some measuring to figure out exactly what I need for dimensional lumber. So if I remember right, a lot of this is made out of either 2-inch or 3-inch wide boards. Yeah, the main rails are 3. I think the support pieces are 2. They're all 1 inch thick. This stuff I think is actually 3/4 inch thick, so I'll have to see what I got. But these bottom rails are all pressure treated, so I'm gonna have to buy deck boards, pressure treated deck boards from the lumber yard anyways, because this stuff sets on the ground, so I didn't want to use just rough cut lumber for that. So I gotta go see what I got on hand. Well, I'll wait 2 minutes and the weather changes. It was raining, now we got snow flurries. Man, you just never know what you're gonna get this time of year around here. Well, let's see what we got for lumber. This is my at-home lumber yard. Most of it's all rough cut. My neighbor's got a wood miser sawmill, so a lot of times whenever I need any lumber, as long as it's not something that's gonna be sitting on the ground or go in the ground, I just have him saw it up for me, go help him, and you know, we got a good working relationship. There's one 1 inch thick board. I can tell already by looking at it. Yeah, that's 1 inch thick. So, and I believe that's 12 foot, as I remember this piece getting made and for something else, and didn't end up getting used. So I can probably get 3. I could just about get 3 boards out of that. So I need at least 2 for 12 foot. So that'll work good there. And then it looks like I got a bunch of 3/4 inch. Yeah, there's 3/4, 3/4. Yeah, 3/4. So I got a bunch of 3/4 inch stuff that I can cut 2 inch wide or 3 inch wide pieces out of. So I got some lumber here, but it looks like I might need a little bit sawed up. So I think this is where we're gonna leave off with the video for the day. If you liked the video, I know it was long-winded, but give it a thumbs up. If you like our channel, we ask you to subscribe. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time.